Hello, everyone. Good morning. Greetings to you. Greetings to you today. I am so super excited to be on today. I hope everyone enjoyed their day with your family, giving thanks, giving thanks. And we know that Thanksgiving is a special time of the year where we can and we should be giving thanks, but we should give thanks every day. And so I give thanks for you today, and I'm so grateful that you have joined us today on Transcending Horizons broadcast, where we help people to optimize potential and soar beyond the limits in both business and life. And of course, our topic today is to help you do just that. I am super excited about our guest today. Dr. Eric is going to introduce himself as I bring him on. I want to thank you for tuning in today. I'm going to ask you that you will share this broadcast. I'm going to ask you that you will tag your friends and do us a favor and share, because we have a powerful topic today that is going to not only help you to finish this year strong, but help you to start 2019 with a new mindset. And we know that your life will be forever changed today as a result of this message. No matter when you are hearing this, no matter where you are in this world, this message is relevant for you to go to your next level, to your next dimension. So I'm going to bring on Dr. Eric now so that he can join this broadcast. Again, this broadcast will actually be on different platforms. We are tuning in through Facebook Live. That is a platform that we are using today. But you will hear this broadcast on various platforms. You will be able to hear this broadcast. Thank you all for joining us on today.
Why am I?
Dr. Eric, you're upside down, sir.
Okay, I don't know why. Okay, just a minute.
Remember, the plug has to be on your right. I'm sorry, you guys.
The plug is,
Bear with us.
yeah, the plug is on the
Bear
right.
with us.
I don't know what happened. So,
No. Uh,
yeah, I didn't change anything, So, is it okay?
uh-oh. Okay, now we're right.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we're right now.
It decided to flip. So,
Thank you so much for joining us
you're
on
welcome.
today.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I've already introduced myself. I've introduced this broadcast, and now I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. Just tell us your name and what you're going to be talking to us about. And then at the end of the broadcast, we will hear more about what you do and how people can reach you. So we are excited to get into our topic today. And so thank you again, Dr. Eric. Let's get into it. Tell us who you are, and then we will go from there.
My name is Dr. Eric Tangumonkem. I'll start by thanking Dr. Talisha for this opportunity for me to bring a message of hope, a message of encouragement. I'm going to be looking at a holistic approach to being unstoppable, undeterred, and the focus is on the fact that all of us have what it takes to achieve whatever dream or vision that has been given to us. My what drives me is the desire to inspire, to equip, to motivate all people in all walks of life to realize the greater potential that is in them already and to take action. The action part is the most crucial.
Yes, that's wonderful. Well, I'm excited to hear about how you are going to equip us so that we are undeterred, we are unbeatable, and we are unstoppable at all times. And so I'm excited to get into the topic. And we know that no matter who you are, where you are in this world, this is a relevant topic for everyone. And so we're excited to hear. So let's get into it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Today, I'm going to be focusing on four verbs that will literally transform your life from the inside out. Four verbs that will make you unstoppable, undeterred, unbeatable. Just four verbs. They have,
Mm,
there isn't anybody that has left a mark on our history that has not operated by these four verbs. It's not just an idea. We are having this conversation because these four verbs have also impacted my life profoundly, and they are still impacting my life. The four verbs are to see, believe, speak, and to act. You see,
mm,
you believe, you speak, and you take action. So we're going to be talking, I'm going to be expounding on each verb.
yes.
So
Awesome.
what that means, how you can apply that in your life, and I'll look at some historical examples and also examples from the Bible. When I say
Yes.
I am holistic, I want to put that up front. I believe that you can experience massive success in this life. A lot of people are very successful. But life doesn't end here. There is another life after this one. And I want you not only to succeed here, but to succeed in the next life as well. And that's why I, I look at success both at the physical and the spiritual realm. Now
Mm-hmm.
let's start with seeing. To see, most people talk about having a vision. And when you hear about a vision, most people are thinking, I need to have this big revelation or something massive for me to work on to call it a vision. We're not going to get bogged down with that. Seeing
Mm-hmm.
is having the ability to have an insight on the direction that you want to go. What is it that you are seeing in terms of your life? Where are you going? Have you found the purpose of your life? Embedded in that is your why. Why do you get out of bed each day? What's driving you?
Mm-hmm.
What are those things in your heart that you keep money aside, keep every limitation aside? What is it that you want to do with your life? What is that problem that you're trying to solve? What is that thing that when you think about it, it makes you come alive? That is the sin part I'm talking about. It
Mm-hmm.
may be as basic as the desire to go back to school and get a degree. So at each stage of our lives, we are seeing different things. You may be at a stage where you're thinking about getting married. It just depends what your focus is on at that time. And this scene is
Yeah.
something that is going to change depending upon where you are in your life. And some people have already been able to see a glimpse of what their life is going to look like, and they are working on that. But let me reduce it down to something that is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in my case, I had never thought of leaving Africa to come to the United States to study.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. was too far, too expensive, and all that. But I went to a meeting. When I sat in that meeting, a light went on in me. I heard, when I say hear, I didn't hear an audible voice, but I got this inspiration that you need to go to the United States and study. I, being a spiritual person, I believe that God was speaking to me through the Holy Spirit. So that was the next thing that I was seeing. I started seeing myself coming to the United States to study. But it was going to take a lot to happen for me to move to the United States because I wasn't having the money. But now, this is this guy. Before I went into that conference, I was poor and broke. I had no money.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't having $100 in an account. And
Mm-hmm.
at that particular point in my currency, you needed to come here and get a graduate degree, maybe about 70 million or something like that, if you put the whole cost of it. Now, I have never done any transactions in millions. And that meant that it was going to require a lot of faith on my part to believe that that was going to be
Yeah.
that was going to be possible. But when I left the conference, I was now seeing the possibility of going to the United States, not based
Mm.
upon my circumstances, not based upon my bank account, not based upon who I knew or who I didn't know. Now, I went in broke,
Yes.
I left broke, but now I had something that I was seeing. So
Mm.
it's very important that
Mm-hmm.
you have
Yes.
something that you're
Yes.
seeing.
So can I interject
Yes,
here? I
yes,
want to just
yes.
interject because want to make sure that we are getting this. And I love that point and I love that story. And so as we are able to see, then there is a change. You actually you came out with more. You came out of that meeting with more than what you went in with. Not physically,
Yes.
but you're saying spiritually in your mind. There was, I heard you use a word called possibility. You use the word possibility of going to the US. You left that meeting with a possibility and an idea and a vision, and you began to see yourself in America studying
Mm-hmm.
something that you never actually had before, because you knew that there were so many limitations, but there was something that was placed in your mind's eye between the time you walked in that door and the time you walked out of that door. And you're saying that seeing this key, this is one of the keys, because we want to make sure that everyone that is learning, that is here in this environment, that is listening, that they are getting these keys. So this key that you are giving us, this point, this principle of seeing, happen in a window of time of maybe what, like an hour or two?
Yes, about it. The talk was actually about 45-minute presentation. Somewhere in the middle,
45 minutes.
yeah, somewhere in the middle of that presentation, I started seeing the possibility of coming here to study.
Wow.
Nothing had changed in the physical. No, nothing didn't change. No
Mm,
lighting, but there was a massive shift. And that is why,
massive.
yeah, and that is why
Wow.
when if you look around, we have a lot of problems. uh, we need to look for solutions. That can be what you are seeing.
Hmm.
If when you look at somebody, Martin Luther, he saw segregation in the United States. He saw it, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to do something about this." If it's Gandhi in India,
Hmm.
uh, the the uh, the British were occupying India, and he said, "Enough is enough." He saw that occupation, and he decided he was going to go do something about it.
Yes.
When David was sent to go give food to his brothers, what did he see?
Hmm.
People
Yes.
people were seeing a giant. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, the
Yes.
giant." He was seeing a target that was too big to be missed. Right? In the eyes of some other
Mm.
people, they were seeing a giant, an obstacle, but David was seeing a
Woo.
target. that was too big for him to miss.
To be missed. You know what, Dr. Eric? You're going to make me throw this phone off of here. So, y'all listen. Y'all better listen, okay? Because this is revelation. This is revelation. His eyes, the way he perceived the giant is, oh, that's a big giant right there. I can't miss that one. There's no way I can miss that one. He saw that he was going to be able to take that one down because it couldn't be missed. It was too big. Just like the opportunity and the possibility of you coming right
Yes.
to America. You didn't see that as a obstacle or a challenge. You started seeing it as an opportunity and a possibility for God to show himself strong in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Come on
Mm-hmm.
now.
So,
Wow.
so
That was a
see,
shift in my mindset. I
yeah,
don't know about y'all, but I got something out of that one right there.
so it's very important that you don't just live your life without having
Mm,
something that you are seeing, a possibility of change in your life or change in your community or change in the lives of other people. Part of what we're
wow.
doing this broadcast is because I'm seeing change in the lives of people, and that is why I'm
Yes.
bringing this message out.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
Because you know it works. It's a
yes,
formula.
no, it
It's a
works.
formula. You know, this world was built on systems and structure. This is what I try to tell people. It's a system to everything. God create our bodies are a system. This earth is ran on a system. There are systems and formulas and structures and things that are put in place, processes that are put in place. And if you get in the right system, beginning with your mindset, because this is why this is a paradigm shift for many, many people, start seeing the challenges, right?
Yes.
Start seeing the limitations or things. You're fine, Dr. Eric, you're fine.
Yeah, I
Don't
want to make
move
sure
it.
that I see my face.
Don't move it. Don't move it. Don't move it. It's so we start seeing the possibilities. If we start seeing the challenges and the limitations as possibilities, as start seeing them and being solution driven, because all David knew is, I'm going to take this thing out that y'all seeing as a problem, y'all seeing this as a challenge. Who is this? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine? Who is this that's coming up against my God? He saw, he's like, no, this is not going down like this, and so he saw that this thing can be defeated because he knew the greater one that was within him. And so that was good, Dr. Eric. Can we move to our next point, to our next principle?
Okay, so I need to add something to it, to the scene.
Okay.
Each time you are seeing that two realities, there's a physical reality that we are seeing, and there's a spiritual dimension. And
Yeah.
being a faith person, I like to emphasize that you need to activate what I call the sixth dimension. And that is a dimension that David was operating upon, where he was
Yes.
able to see, everybody was seeing that giant. As he said, he was seeing what God was seeing. This is an
Mm-hmm.
uncircumcised Philistine. It doesn't matter how big you look, in so long as you are out of God's realm, you're going to be brought down. It doesn't really matter. And so we
Mm-hmm.
need to understand that. There's always God's reality. When you walk in God's reality, you can't be stopped. Nobody has ever walked in God's reality and anything stopped them. Never, ever.
Mm.
So when you're operating from that place, no matter what you set your mind to do, you're going to succeed. The
Yes.
next step is to believe. Yeah. Now you see something, you need to believe that it's going to work. This is not just believing for the sake of believing. You're believing because it's based upon substance, it's based upon evidence. Faith is
Mm-hmm.
a substance of the things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You need to believe in
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And so a lot of people, you hear this believe in yourself. Before you can truly believe in yourself, being holistic, as I said, you start by believing in God. You start by believing in being made in the image and likeness of God. You start by believing
Yes.
that you are not just you are more than flesh and blood, in terms of you are
Mm-hmm.
sitting together with Christ in heavenly places. You are born of God. You have the seed of God in you. God has never failed. God is unstoppable, and you are God's seed. How can you fail? How can you be stopped?
That's
So
right.
when you start from that place, you have to start believing that it's going to work. The next step is to start speaking. You have to speak out where you are going
Mm-hmm.
and what you want to do.
Yes.
Because out of the
Before you
abundance,
go into
yeah,
that, I'm sorry, before you go into that point, I want to say something about believing that faith point.
mm-hmm,
And I know that as we are speaking to a lot of different people that may believe different things, right?
mm-hmm,
And so we have to be clear as believers, since you bring it up in the faith realm, that this access can only be received through Jesus Christ,
yes,
our Lord and
mm-hmm,
Savior.
mm-hmm,
So this principle will not work, okay, if that is not the way, the truth,
and the
in the
life,
life
mm-hmm,
in which you are following.
yes,
So we always want to be clear in the message that we are articulating, because we're not always speaking to all believers in Jesus Christ. So we just have to be very clear about what we're articulating. But I just want, in order to make this plain so that it is across the board, okay, that because I'm going to tell you this thing about seeing something in your mind and being able to believe in what you see in your mind's eye, and being able to push past whatever to bring that to pass. That also works in just in general. Okay, it works in general. Only be clear, not that you could be undeterred, unbeatable, unstoppable. But here's the thing: it's a principle about seed and harvest,
mm-hmm,
right?
yeah,
It's a principle about the seed, the thought, okay, and in the harvest in which you are planning that. Because when they add all these four principles together, this thing is going to work, period.
yes,
Right?
yeah,
This thing is going to work, period, for believers, non-believers, only because, okay, these are principles, which you started out what you were saying with that.
mm-hmm,
So I just want to say, just so that we're clear with our messages, because we have an understanding that that these are principles that were put in the earth, and it rains on the just as well as the
and
unjust. So we
unjust.
just want to be clear about these principles. Thank you so much. Okay, so now for your next point.
Yeah, so thank you for that clarification. So you need to so
Yes,
you see, you believe, and you start speaking.
yes,
The power of life and death lies in our tongue. I mean, when God created the world,
absolutely.
how did He create the world? Let there be, let there be, let there be.
Yes.
So you need to learn how to speak, not just what to speak to other people, what to speak to
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So when you get up each day,
Yes.
now the Bible says that we have to take captive of any thought that raises itself above the knowledge of the word of God. So if the thought tells you you're going to
Mm-hmm.
fail, you have to take it captive. That is not your portion. God didn't
That's
design you
right.
to fail. If a thought
That's right.
wants to tell you that you're going to be poor and broke, you have to refuse it, because that is not what
Mm-mm.
God has designed for you. So when I left that meeting, I went home and told my wife, we're going to pray our way to the United States. We had just gotten married.
Mm.
I'm going to the US, so yeah. She was like, okay, let's pray. We started praying. Now I
Yes.
was believing it. I started speaking
Mm.
it. I started telling people I'm going to the United States. Some people told me, I mean, it's not going to work. You don't have the money. They were right. I was not having the money. I was not going there based upon what I had. I was going there based upon
Yes.
what I was seeing.
Yes.
See,
what you were believing and
Yes,
what you were
what I
speaking.
was speaking.
Yes.
So I started
Yes.
speaking out the millions that I needed. I've never done transactions in
Woo.
millions before. I started calling those things that are not as if they were.
Yes.
I remember a friend told me, I've never nursed the idea of going abroad because it's expensive. I don't have the connection, so I don't just go there. You're going to need a Moses to part the Red Sea for you to go to the United States.
Woo.
So
Mm.
now you need to get your idea highly, crystal clear. What do you want to do? When it is well defined, when you see it clearly, money, resources is not an obstacle. It's not.
That's right.
Because all what I
That's right.
needed when I started speaking and believing, and the next step is to take action. Faith without works is dead.
Mm.
Faith without works is dead. So how you speak, what you believe, has to all align with the actions that you take each day. Because a lot of people talk,
Mm-hmm.
now they believe they got an idea, they talk about it, they believe all they can believe, but they don't do anything. It's not going to work.
Yes.
The last part is
Yes.
to actually to take action. You have to start taking steps towards the direction you want to go. You have to take steps. And
Yes.
that is the most difficult step
Yes.
that most people falter. They hear,
Yeah.
but they don't take action, they don't apply. So I was already enrolled so I did my master's then, and I was enrolled in the PhD program. I was so convinced that I was going to the United States that I dropped out of that other program. I had to bend my ships.
Mm.
I bend my ships. So you have to put everything in one basket. Laser focus,
Mm.
focus on what you want to do at the expense of everything else. That is how you succeed. If you are divided minded,
Mm.
now the Bible says that what? A man that is having double mindedness, if you ask for something,
Mm.
you're not going to receive, right? So you have,
Unstable.
yeah, unstable. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to be focused. You need to put everything in one basket and then you push it hard. Now, I had to write the TOEFL,
Push it hard.
the GRE,
Mm.
and all apply to the school and all that. I did everything. I got admission, but I wasn't having the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit a brick wall. There was nothing I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So God had to move and raise somebody that not a relative of mine. And this person opened a bank account and put in the money that I needed to come here to study.
That was your Moses
Yeah,
parted the Red Sea.
yes. So what I've
Mm-hmm.
found is that it is not lack of resources. We need to believe enough and take enough action for it to start bringing the people and the resources that we need for us to accomplish that which God is giving us. If money is stopping
Yes.
you, if money is stopping you, you haven't defined your vision clear enough. You
Mm.
haven't spoken it clear enough for it to resonate with the resources that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is
Mm-hmm.
why the speaking part is very
Yeah.
powerful, right? Why did David tell Goliath, today I am going to kill you, take your own sword and chop off your head? Why did he speak it out? Why did he speak it out before he took the action of attacking
Mm-hmm.
Goliath? It's because
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of power in the words that come out of our mouths, especially when
Yes.
we're speaking God's words that He has spoken over us.
That's
We
right.
need to believe them, and we taking
Mm-hmm.
the action part is something that you need to take the first steps. God does not show you the whole picture. You get glimpses of what He wants to do. You need to be trusting
Mm-hmm.
enough to start taking one step after the other, and God is just going to be slowly opening up the bigger picture to you as you are showing as you're being obedient of the initial steps and following. Some people are waiting for a
Absolutely.
complete picture to be painted for them then to, that is not working by faith and trusting God. You need to be willing to take the first step and the next step and the next step.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I appreciate your expounding on your testimony, because you took the necessary steps. See, even for the monies to come, you had to apply.
Mm-hmm.
You had to actually apply for admission. I just believe that, how would God have opened up that door if you didn't? Those were your faith, those were your action steps. By faith, if you didn't do that, then the Moses would not have been able to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then it would not have opened up the proper door for the man to bring in, or to open up the bank account for you to receive the resources.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I want to talk about some of the things, because I believe that people have gotten over time this idea of seeing. I think they have that down pat. Okay, I see the vision. They make these vision boards
Mm-hmm.
now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The vision boards, the
Yeah.
purpose boards. So I think people generally, I'm saying people in general, have that. There's a lot of people that have these events and things like that, especially at the beginning of the year, these vision board events, and they begin to create these boards. So I think they have that primarily. And then the second thing that you talked about was believing. So I believe that, that they see it. I believe that they believe it's going to happen. They have faith, that it's going to happen for them. And then the third thing is, there's a lot of people that are doing these affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing them consistently. They get up in the morning
Yeah.
and they do their daily affirmations. They affirm. They call the things into themselves. They call in, the peace and the joy. They call in the resources. They call in what they see on their vision boards, and they begin to speak those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think those first three steps, I want to believe that the people that are listening to this broadcast, I just want to believe that they have those three steps. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that they've been doing them consistently. Okay. But I believe that this fourth one, Dr. Eric, I believe that we really need to expound
Mm-hmm.
on this fourth
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
because I know as beyond a shadow of a doubt that even the people that I work with in my business, the people who are in my friends circle, my close friends, people that are around me, are stuck at the fourth step. I'm telling you, they're not doing anything. They are not doing anything. They are not moving in the you laughing now, Dr.
Yeah.
Eric. They are not moving in the direction. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Listen, at some point you got to come out the prayer closet. Excuse me. At some point you have to do something. You got to pick up the phone, make phone calls. You got to go online, do research. You got to call, tap into your resources. Okay. I have a personal quote, and that is, the smartest person in the room is the one who is the most resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
It is the one who is the most resourceful. Listen, if you don't have the answers, find the answers. Okay. If you don't know the steps, find the steps. You are not lacking anything. Anytime you are moving in the vision, the God vision that has been given to you, anytime that you are moving in that direction, whatever you need will be added. Just like for you, Dr. Eric, you needed you needed those resources. That was the one piece you were missing, and those were brought to you only because you moved.
Yes.
Only because you moved on it. So can you give us a little bit more on the action? I would love for you to share with them what you do every day for your writing. You shared that with me, and I was so inspired. I haven't started it,
Mm-hmm.
but I am going to do it when I fully embrace it. Okay. I gotta
Yeah,
fully
yes.
embrace it.
Is
But guys,
yeah.
listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what he does every day in his writing. Share with them, please.
So thank you. The action part is the most crucial. Talk is cheap. Believe, yeah, you can believe all day. You can make all the vision boards you want. It's easy to, cut pictures from magazines and paste them on the wall. Anybody can do that. It's the action part, and the action part is a dying part. We don't want to die. Jesus said that what
Mm,
a seed that doesn't die is going to abide alone. How does a seed die? It has to leave the pantry, right? Get into the soil. It gets dark down there. It gets cold and it's just so uncomfortable. That's when the seed has to die. And then it springs out and multiplies 100-fold. I'm a gardener. So we don't want to die. Let go of old friends, associations, get out of our comfort zone, and all that. And part of it is because our why is not strong enough. Why
mm.
do I need why do I want to have money? Why do I want to be popular? Why do I want to be successful? You need to tie it to God's kingdom. You need to tie it to the purposes of God. When you do that, you're going to have what it takes to take the action.
Mm.
For example, I know I've been called to a worldwide ministry to go to the ends of the earth, reach out people, encourage people. I need to be healthy. I need to be strong. So I don't eat junk. I don't drink soda. I exercise 5 times a week, averaging about 30 miles in a week. I run one marathon a month. And I'm in top shape. Why? Because I got an assignment. I can't be sick and I won't be able to do it. Now, when it comes to action, we should take baby steps. When you have a project that you want to do, reduce it to doable steps. So something that is comfortable. When I say comfortable, I mean something that you can do. You don't have an excuse. You have to remove the obstacles for not doing it. Um, Before the beginning of this year, I've been trying to write books. I will start the books, I won't finish, and all that. I've been called to write. So I read a book that gave an idea of reducing big project into small steps. So I decided that, I'm going to write 1,000 words a day. 1,000 words a day, yeah, you can do it 45 minutes. If my typing was good, I could type 1,000 words in 20 minutes or something. And so consistently since the year started, I write 1,000 words a day. I've not missed a single day. Even when we are on the road on vacation driving, my wife will be driving and I'll be typing my 1,000 words on my laptop. And that has produced what, maybe 9 to 10 books for me this year. And next year it's going to be
Listen,
and
listen,
next uh-huh,
listen.
uh-huh.
Please pause. You need to repeat what you just said because I there are some authors, okay, that are
Mm-hmm.
listening and that will be listening. You just gave them. You just gave you gave them a big key. This is not just a key. Okay, this is a huge life-changing key. So I want to make sure that they get what you said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? I want to make sure that they get it. Okay? So you said since January 1, you have been typing 1,000 at least
Yes,
1,000 words
it,
per day.
per
That's
day.
going to be at the end, December 31st. That will be 365,000 words. Okay.
Yes,
And you said, which is about 9 to 10 books.
yes.
There are some authors that's been writing a book for 9 to 10 years. I'm not being funny. Okay. I'm being serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, one book for
Yes.
9 to 10 years
Mm-hmm.
because they have not placed a focus and a strategy on
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if people will listen and use this action piece, use this action. I don't care what it is that you're doing. You don't, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be an author. Okay. Whatever the project is, what he's saying is you put it into bite-sized, consistent
Yeah,
parts to
consistency.
reach your goal
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with consistency, something that you can put into your daily activities. He said that he can produce 1,000 words a day, and he has done that each and every day consistently. He has not missed a
A
day. Do
single
you
day.
know
Yeah.
his faithfulness will be rewarded? His harvest is coming from the work, from whatever he would rather had been doing at that time. He died to his agenda. He died to what he would have rather had been doing in that span of time, 45 minutes, an hour. He died to that aspect, whatever that was, whatever he was filling that hour with before. He said, I'm no longer going to fill this hour with this task. I'm going to fill it with this one. So there was a sacrifice that was made. That is key. Okay. You will not get a harvest. You will not be able to produce anything without sacrifice, without work, without action. It's not going to happen for you. I don't care how much you pray. I don't care how much you speak it. I don't care. All faith without works is
It's
what?
dead.
Dead.
Dead. Dead.
It's going to
Dead.
stay right there. It's going to stay in that place, and you will stay in the place you have been in if you do not move, if you do not take action. We're serious about this point, because if you are going to become undeterred, unbeatable, and unstoppable, it is going to take action. Now, before we move on to close up for your final points and your conclusion, and you giving your how they can reach you, all of the things that you do, before we move into that segment of this discussion, I want to take a moment to define the words that we've been talking about, okay? Because we are talking about being undeterred. So undeterred means not discouraged or prevented from acting, not discouraged. So when you have these 4 points, Dr. Eric is saying these 4 points will keep you from, you will not go into a place of discouragement.
Mm-hmm.
You will not be prevented from acting. Okay, you will be undeterred. If all of these, now all of these 4 points have to be working together. You can't have anything, you can't produce anything now with a broken system, with a broken formula. Okay, so don't just go running out there taking action
No,
and
it's
you haven't, you don't have a vision for
yeah,
it.
it's a
You
circle.
don't have, you don't believe in it, and you have not been speaking it. Don't just go out there willy-nilly, okay, and be like, oh, it's time for some action. I'm taking this action. Dr. Eric said, Dr. Johnson said, take action. No, don't get it twisted,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't go out there with a broken system, because it's not going to work for you. Okay. Unbeatable. The word unbeatable means not capable of being defeated. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. And it also says possessing unsurpassable qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Possessing unsurpassable qualities. So I cannot be, and I always say, and I love, somebody else said this quote. Okay. Somebody else said this, that I will not be defeated if I don't quit. You if you do not, if you refuse to quit,
Yeah.
I posted the other day two things you'll never see: God's word return void, and me quit.
Quitting. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, you won't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You will not see it. I'm telling you, keep living. Keep knowing me. You better understand this, okay? Because the worst thing that could ever have happened in my life happened. I had the worst traumatic experience and tragedy of my son leaving, okay, in 2011 to be home with the Lord at 11 years old. Okay, I didn't quit. Everybody in this world would have understood if I just threw in the towel. They
Mm-hmm.
would have just been like,
Mm-hmm.
well, go feed her some soup. I
Mm-hmm.
certainly understand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people would have just had compassion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, that was the biggest thing. And I live with that. Have an understanding that I live with that. There's no getting over that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
live with that fact. There's not a day that goes by that I don't want my son here. But God has graced me. It is
Amen.
his brand new mercies, and it is his peace that surpasses all understanding of why I can keep going. So listen, I'm not quitting. If I didn't quit May 18, 2011, because I'm telling you, I thought about it. I actually thought about just checking out of here altogether, okay, and just leaving the whole world. All right. Listen, if I did not quit then, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay.
Amen.
Unbeatable. Unbeatable. Because I refuse to quit. All right. Unstoppable. The word unstoppable means, okay, y'all know what it means. Incapable of being stopped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Incapable of being stopped. You cannot be stopped. There are some synonyms. Listen, invincible, invulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
unconquerable,
Mm-hmm.
bulletproof,
Mm-hmm.
okay, indomitable. Those are some synonyms for unstoppable. Understand that. And if you take and put this formula together, all four of these steps, this
Yeah.
is what you will be. Dr.
Yeah.
Eric, I want you to bring us to a point of conclusion in this matter. And then I would like for you to tell us how we can reach you and all of what you do. Share with us, please, as we close.
So, as I said, thank you very much for that tremendous contribution. The hope is that, and I try to simplify it. If God has laid in your heart a desire to do something, you need to believe that you have what it takes to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk to people about it. That is how the word is going to go out. That is how other people are going to join you on that cause. Because if you don't open your mouth and ask, you're not going to receive. But you must take action.
Mm-hmm.
You must take action. You must take action. Don't try to do too much. Reduce it. Let's say if you want to, all of us are struggling with weight issues. Start. Why don't you go out and walk a mile? Start walking a mile. Move from walking a mile to running a mile. Then run 2 miles. Run 3 miles. I didn't start by running marathons, but now I do. I run them on my own. I don't. I just go out and run 26 miles. So, but I started somewhere. But most people just want it to happen. It doesn't work like that. You need to be willing to start small. And consistency, and persistency is being able to do those little steps every day in, day out. And you start having massive success. Before this year, there are books that I started 10 years ago that I haven't finished because I didn't understand these principles. But now I'm just churning them out. Don't try to do it alone.
Yes.
Don't try to do it alone. We have editors and other people to help you put things into perspective. So your part is to get those words on paper, pass it to the editors and the proofreaders, and you get moving. Don't try on your own. I think a lot of people will be more productive. They understood that. Next year, I'm setting on myself a challenge to do 1 million words, and there's no way I'm going to do 2-3 million words, and I'm not becoming a millionaire now, right? So you show up, inspiration show up. Don't wait to be inspired to go right. No, if you're consistent, inspiration is waiting for you already. When you sit down on the key,
That's so
yeah,
good.
when you sit down on the keyboard,
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're going to get inspired. Don't worry about it. Just your part
Thank
is to
you.
show up. Your part is to show up at
Thank you.
every day to do your part. Inspiration will meet you.
Yes.
Inspiration is already waiting for you there because you are
Yes.
consistent. You are reliable. You are faithful.
Yes. And Dr. Eric, I'm glad that you brought that up. And we're gonna have to close it out now, Dr.
Okay,
Eric, because me and you can go.
I know.
Listen, I'm glad you brought that up because there's no such thing as a writer's block.
No.
Okay. That is there's no such thing.
I
No
just
such thing.
write. I
That
just
is
show up.
in your own mind. That is
Yeah.
something that you came into agreement with. Okay. You came into agreement that there's a block there. You came into agreement that you can't think. You came into agreement with a negative report and a negative spirit. You came into agreement and you accepted that into your life. So that's a lie. Okay. You came into agreement with the lie. All right. That's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I love what you just said, Dr. Eric, that
Yeah.
if you show up consistently, the words will come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
they will.
word, because apparently you have something to say if you're writing a book. Let's just be clear. You do have something to say. So to say that I'm writing a book and I don't have any words and there's a block from, excuse me, I don't even, first of all, I don't understand it. Okay. I think it is a crutch. I think it is an excuse. I think it is something that people come into agreement with, and then they allow it to perpetuate and continue on in their lives because they've embraced it, and it's comfortable for them because now they don't have to put in the work to do the book. So listen, I've received major conviction for my healthy living lifestyle from
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Eric because he keeps
Mm-hmm.
going back to this uh he keeps going back to this exercise point. Okay. And I listen, I will succeed in this. I've lost 50 pounds before. I've had this, and I gained almost the whole thing back. But listen, I will. Why? Because I refuse to quit. And with Dr. Eric as my new friend, okay,
Yeah.
you might think we've been friends forever,
No,
right?
yeah, it feels like that.
But we've only been friends for like a couple of weeks. And so listen, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get around this. I'm gonna tell you,
I'm going
I'm
to
not
get on
gonna,
your
because he's
case.
not gonna let me.
Yeah, I'm going to get on your
He's
case.
getting ready to hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it. I feel it. That's why he keeps going back to this example because he's coming for me. I already know. He's
Yeah, you
coming
have
for
to.
me. I'm not even going to be able to be saved because he's going to be persistent and consistent with asking me that I walk today. I already know. This is that I don't even have to. I don't even have to even think about it. He's going to be on it. So I might as well get ready. I'm trying to get my
Yeah,
mind right now.
it better do.
Okay, I'm
So,
trying to get my mind right. So
yeah.
tell us about your books, Dr. Eric. Tell us about your company and your publishing company. Tell us about IEM approach. Tell us about all of that. And then tell the people how they can reach you because we got 6 minutes.
Okay, that's good. I I started IAM approach 2014. IEM is inspire, equip, motivate. So what I do is bring tools and resources to help people be all God created them to be. I really believe that everybody needs some encouragement. Everybody needs to be connected to the resources that they need to get their act together and to have achieve massive success. So we do coaching, speaking, and all that. And IEM Press is the publishing arm, a subsidiary of IEM Approach. So as I said, since I equip people and bring resources, when I tell somebody you can write a book, and the person like, oh, how is this process done? I'm like, don't worry about it. Write a book. We're going to get it in the market. Take, for example, I met this dear friend, Evangeline, on LinkedIn, and we started talking. She said, I've been working on this book for 5 years. I'm like, 5 years? You can get that book written. Let's work on it. She's working on her third book right now. That is what empowerment looks like. Um, I've published a lot of,
And Dr.
yeah,
Evangeline is who connected us
yeah,
too.
connect
Thank
us
you so
together.
much,
You know,
Dr.
so
Evangeline.
yeah,
Thank
this
you.
book, she's going to be on Oprah show, next year or something. It's done very well. Uh, and I have other books I've published for other people, quite um, doing a lot of books, but I have my own books here. It's not possible for us to share everything within this time that we have. I read a lot, and I encourage people to read a lot. When you read each book, don't try to gain too much out of it. Just one idea that can change your life. Just one idea per book that you read. One idea that you can take action on. And I've already told you that. I've written almost 10 books this year. I'm going to write about 10 to 11. I still have 1 month. 1,000 words. Most books are on the average 40,000 words. So every 40 days, I write a book. Every 40 days, I write a book. I read one book and learned that secret from it. I read one book and started my publishing company. I took action. So imagine when you read 100 books and you have ideas in there that you actually take them and apply. Your life is you're going to keep growing leaps and bounds. So you read. This is my very first book. My story is in here. Coming to America, A Journey of Faith. You can get this on Amazon. If you go on Amazon, you're going to get this one. This is a book about my dad, 7 Success Secrets. You must have known by now that I have some solid foundation on which I was raised on. I'm not taking the the praise. My dad did a solid job. So you could learn more about me and my family from reading this one. This is one on my immigration story. We're talking about living, dying to live. I had to sacrifice America twice, and now I can actually stay here with the boldness and confidence that I have a mission, I have a message. This book is already uh, impacted somebody's life very profoundly. He wanted to bring somebody into the country, has been having a lot of difficulties, read the book, called me up. We had coffee, and I just gave him a few tips on what to do. That lady and her son are coming to the country in December. And this is another book,
Wow.
I believe, in solutions. This is for first-time immigrants and to the United States. There are 50 different areas, no, 52 different areas you need to be working on if you want to do well here. Networking, starting a business, finding your purpose, your why, and being able to really get connected into the country. Because America is very competitive. If you come here, you don't get your act together, the giants in the land are going to eat you up. A lot of people talk about racism and stuff like that. I mentioned that in there. Racism only works when you believe in it. I didn't say there's no racism. There is, but it works when you believe in it. When you believe that somebody is better than you, when you believe that somebody is superior to you, man, you are out of action. You are a child of God, made in God's image and likeness, and there is no way, uh, you know, God can put you on an assignment and you're going to fail. So my number is
Yes.
214-908-3963. 214-908-3963. That's the best way to get hold of me. If you have any
Your
questions,
website?
my website is under construction right now. So
Okay.
yeah, but
Facebook?
my Facebook handle is Tangumonkem, both on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pencraze, Instagram. If you type Tangumonkem, TANGUMONKEM, you're going to find me. I'm on social media. I post stuff every day, and I'm looking forward to adding value in your life and helping you, whatever you're working on, to help you be unstoppable. And thank you.
Thank you so very much. And so I really appreciate all that you have given to us today. Listen, Dr. Eric, he is a treasure and he has many various keys. And notice I use the word keys because that's really all we can give you.
Yeah.
Okay. We can give you the keys, but you have to put it in the door and turn it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It works. Okay. We will give you keys that can work, that will work if you work them. Okay, anything will work if you work it. Okay, just like the word of God will work if you work it. Okay, so we have to have an understanding that we can only give you these things, and then you have to be the one to put it into action. And so, thank you so very much again. We are Transcending Horizons Enterprises, and as you know, we develop and deliver customized winning strategies to help you optimize your potential and soar beyond the limits in both business and life. Tune in again on Transcending Horizons broadcast as we are able to give you the principles that you need to help you optimize your potential and soar beyond the limits in both business and life. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can reach me at www.transcendinghorizonsent.com. Again, that is Transcending Horizons ENT.com. Thank you so very much. God bless. Bye bye.
Bye.